Okay, welcome in. Welcome back. We are back. I am on the attack of getting this stuff done. Let's tighten this watch up. Oops, too tight. All right, we're back on the ornament attack, making it all work. And we have crunch time coming up. So we're going to be making more of the peppermint swirls. I have a lot of them to do. This is what production is about. And there's nothing I can do but get it done. All right, so this might actually be a little too loud at this second. I need to tone this torch down just a little bit. Loud doesn't mean hotter. In fact, it's the opposite. Okay, so we are rocking this. It is a awesome Sunday night. I'm happy to have everybody on board joining me. All right, we're going to trim this down. Oops. Almost had a bad time there. What's up, catfish and dog? I gotta mellow this out. Hold on, I gotta tone this down. There we go. Torch is a little too loud. Loud doesn't mean better. It doesn't mean hotter. That actually means colder, worse. So had to mellow that one out. Okay, so we are making the peppermint swirls. I have a lot of these to make. This is kind of what production is like in the glassblowing world. This is the job. Make a few items really, really well, and you will make hundreds and thousands of them. And occasionally you get to make something cool. But this, if you want to make money at this, this is the job right here. Yeah, we'll be okay. Guess who's back in town? I'm guessing you are. What's up, Dragonfly? How you doing? How's the dinner? Your work is getting absolutely fantastic, by the way. For those of you who don't know, Dragonfly is also a lamp worker slash glass blower, and she is getting absolutely fantastic at it. Those heart peppermint swirls, whatever you want to call it, I think they look like peppermint swirl hearts. They're gnarly looking, cool in a good way. You know what I mean? That's what I say. But yeah, you're getting fantastic at it. What am I doing? I'm doing what you can't, Melissa. And we're adding the red in here. All right. Yeah, of course. 100%. I think the work is fantastic now. All right, so we're gonna trim this down, make it look good. Bring it in and spiral it up. Turn it into an ornament. Nah, corn on the cob. I don't even. That must be one weird corn of the cob that you use, because I don't know how you could relate that to a corn on the cob. All right, next step, we're gonna thicken it up a little and blow it out. What are we making? We're making the peppermint swirl candy ornament that is in the front of the screen. Then after, we'll make a few other things. But right now, I am filling the orders that I have, trying to get them out the door tomorrow. I'm going to be busy. John, what's up? How you doing, my friend? John's in the house. All right, we got the peppermint swirl going. There we go. Do I do commit? Dragon does commissions, I'm sure. It just started, yes. We're right there. Pop a little hole in here. There. So next step, we're going to trim this off and finish it. Trim this little back end off. Yeah, no, I just got back on. It's pretty windy here. I'm kind of worried about losing power. But we'll see if that happens. This is propane, oxygen and propane. It burns pretty dang hot for propane. The torch does have some unique properties to it, though. What happened with the faulty white? The white is just a bad batch of it, and it ended up cracking. Well, so far, I know 4 peppermints have cracked that have gone out there, so I'm replacing those. I don't know how many others are going to come out because I don't remember how much of that I used. So I'm going to have to replace them all. What do you do? I'm new to the channel. Well, welcome in. We do some glass blowing. Technically, it's called lamp working, and it's a combination of actually glass blowing and sculpting. So, like the jellyfish that you see in front of me, the top of it was blown out like traditional glass blowing, and then the tentacles was all done with the sculpting portion of it. Eddie, too cool. Thank you for the thumbs up. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. The only thing is you can't go too big with it. You have limitations on size. So that's the drawback of it. We're at 4 with a wind chill. Yeah, that's a bad wind chill. I don't have any wind chill right now. I just have a lot of wind. Last time we had this type of windstorm, a tree branch came off one of our 150-foot trees and landed through our sunroom. So we had a Christmas tree delivered right through our roof. Not the type of Christmas tree we want. All right. So this will eventually turn red all the way around like this one here, but it takes a while for it to fire up in the kiln. We're going to rinse and repeat that a few times. Low teens, but it's supposed to drop lower. West Virginia, yeah. You guys get it. We don't get that cold. Why is the flame white? Technically, the flame is blue. The camera is having a hard time picking it up. I'll show you what it looks like, truly. This is the material my glasses are made of, this purpley pink glass called didymium. Now watch. So that is technically the color. So this material is actually used on camera lenses a lot, camera filters. They call it color enhancing. They try to make it sound fancy, but it's just didymium. Try not to complain about the cold. Yeah, I don't want to complain. As long as I'm above ground, I'm good. You think what would look sweet if it glowed? Oxygen and propane are the two gases. We are burning oxygen and propane. Giovanni, I know I've said that wrong. Cortez, hello, how are you? Yeah, the base of the flame is cold, and the middle portion is hot, and then above it is cold. So this is called the surface mix torch, and what happens is the gases are mixing as they exit the front of the torch, the ports. So they're not mixing internally. So this portion is cold, cold, hot. It is kind of forged fire, right? Just a little bit of fire. All right, so we're going to burn this off. I got to trim this down just a little bit. Take a little off the top. Do a little ASMR sizzle. Some tap tap. So we're going to add some white glass to this, and then we're going to add some red, stripe it around, and make it look good. Under the heated blanket? Lucky you. You should make a sword out of glass? You think I should? If you think I should make a sword out of glass, type 1 in the chat. Just send a big 1 in the chat if you think I should make a sword. I mean, right now I have to make ornaments, but we're striping down this way. 1 in the chat? Okay. So abracadabra, there's a sword. Okay. Actually, it's more of a dagger. The sword's behind me, but there you go. We've made a sword. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we already made one. All good. Already done. I want that one. Yeah, that's one of the. That's kind of dagger size. I actually do have a full blown sword behind me. It is in the 4-foot section. Yeah, the dagger is actually my favorite between the sword and the dagger, but I like the sword just for the size of it. It was difficult for that. But the dagger is definitely more intricate because it's not so big. I have more opportunity to get more detail with it. All right, so we're adding this red on here. Unfortunately, red goes completely transparent while you're working it, and it doesn't show up till later. We're all good. All right, so we're going to pull all the color to the front, give it a spiral. GGG or DDD. Actually, I'm more of an A cut. I'm not a D cut. Sorry. Not a G or a D, I'm an A cut. No triple D for me. I understood you. But unfortunately for all of you, I am just me. Not pretending to be anybody. I don't want to be anybody else but me. So sorry to disappoint. All right, so we got to shrink this down and blow it out. We're making peppermint swirls. These are so freaking awesome, and they have been popular this year. Unbelievably popular. I can't imagine anything else sold more. We're going to take that and flatten it out a little bit. So the whole point of this ornament is to make it look like the peppermint candies. This is glass-blown ornaments. All right, we got to pop a tiny little hole in it. Eventually, that's where the hook will go, right where that hole is. How about right there? A little bit more. I did not come up with this name, believe it or not. I streamed on TikTok for a very, very long time, and I still do. But everybody kept calling me Fiery Guy, so I just went with it. Technically, I went under my business name, which was Starry Night Glass Art, and everybody just kept calling me Fiery Guy. I was like, okay, I'm not going to fight it. You want to learn this? What suggestions? First thing you want to do is join a group on Facebook. I'm not a big fan of Facebook, but there's a group on there called Torch Talk, and there's a plethora of information on there on how to get started. But mostly, first start is do a glass blowing experience. Find someone in your local area. You will probably find them on Torch Talk, and do about a 2-hour session just kind of melting some glass. Okay. You're not out to learn necessarily, just you want to see if you like being around the fire. And then once you decide that you like being around the fire, then you buy your equipment, start off. Your initial cost will be $2,500 to $3,000, and then don't forget about your monthly expenses. About $300 a month minimum. Nope, not on TikTok tonight, Betty. They are being a little bit. I'll message you later. They're being a little bit different on there. TikTok's angry because I'm on YouTube. So they're a little angry because I'm also streaming on YouTube. No, everything's glass. What's your opinion on Dale Chihuly? You mean all the people that do the work for him? I think all the people that do the work for him are amazing. He's a good designer. He's a good director of glass blowing. Yeah, he's got fantastic ideas. But the glass blowers that do all the work are fantastic. They're amazing, actually. Washington. I'm in Washington looking for Bigfoot. Come join me anytime on a Bigfoot hunt. Know what I mean? What's up, Robbie? How you doing? Vanessa, what's up? Yeah, I'm a little upset with TikTok right now. So, shots taken? How so? What shots are taken? What's up, Michael? All right, there we are. We got the red going through. Yeah, I am so sick of TikTok, to be honest, in some ways. I mean, I like the platform when it's working right, but the problem, one of the biggest problems I have on it is the stupid battles. From California? Yeah, me too. I was from California too. I was born and raised there, Bay Area, back when it was not crowded. What's up, Red Squeak? Money's still tiny on? No, you can make good money on TikTok if you're willing to be. Um, I don't know the right word to say for it, but TikTok seems like a begging platform for gimme, 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 gimme gifts, and that really annoys me. And they push the algorithm a lot for you if you beg for gifts, and I don't like that. I'm on here to have fun. If you like my work, you can buy it. I earn it. I want to earn the sale, not just ask you for money because I'm on live stream. That's my problem on TikTok right now. What's up, Puerto Rico? Now in Kentucky. There you go. Yeah, and I get to archive all this stuff here. The 415, that's right. But I grew up when it was all 510. The whole Bay Area was 510 area code. They get a big chunk of your money. Yeah. But that's not my concern on there. Yeah, they both take cuts, but on TikTok, you really got to be in an agency to kind of protect your account, which I am. I'm in a good agency now. But the agencies, all they want you to do is go battle so they can make money off you. And I was invited to get into these battle groups. And let me tell you, there's some backdoor dealings going on in those battles. I'm just going to leave it there. There's some shady, shady stuff going on there. I'll give you an example on there. You ever seen a bunch of the TikTok coaches that want to charge you to do an account audit? Anybody ever seen that? Um, I think overall, YouTube would pay better long term. TikTok, you can earn a lot of money fast, but um, yeah, I like archiving all my live streams. Is glassblowing easy? I wouldn't say it's easy. I would say it requires practice, just like if you were to learn to play guitar. You can't just pop on, grab a guitar, and start ripping Eddie Van Halen off. You really have to practice. Same thing on this. All right, we're adding the red here. One more. Bob Ross and Crystal. Thank you. That's like the best compliment anybody could ever say to me. Bob Ross was a huge inspiration for my demeanor with art. Kind of stuff do I make? I have a lot of different things that are in the arsenal. If you go on my channel, you can see a lot of different things being made. Right now, we're in Christmas phase because it's Christmas ornament time. It's seasonal, so come Valentine's, you'll see me busting out a ton of flowers and hearts and all that stuff to you. It's seasonal. You have to shift. A peace pipe, non-usable? Yes, I've actually done those before. Are you making more of the ribbon candy, and are they available on the Etsy store? I don't know if they're on the Etsy. If you want a ribbon candy, message me within the next day, and I could probably get one or two done. But they are not on the Etsy store. They take a tremendous amount of work. I was trying to get them on for Christmas, but yeah, I'm not able to. So anybody wanting the ribbon candy and you know what they are, message me and I will see what we can get done. What's up, Groves? No, I don't make better than Bob. Bob Ross was freaking awesome. Bob was the GOAT. I'm going to give credit where credit is due on that. Bob Ross was the GOAT. Not going to knock that guy. It is amazing. I always thought the coolest collaboration ever would have been Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers hanging out together. Can you imagine that one? Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers hanging out. That would have been hella funny. Okay, so we got a little spiral going. No, no smoking equipment. No. There's no lack of it out there. What's up, Colleen? There's so many variations of smoking stuff out there. You don't need anything from me. I actually did a Bob Ross tribute night. I had the wig for it. It was a little uncomfortable, but it was cool. Maybe we'll do another Bob Ross tribute night. That one was kind of fun. You're a surgeon with glasswork? Oh, my hands are not steady. I'm going to be really super honest with everybody. I'm going to expose myself. They are not completely steady. I just learned how to control it. What art do I do on Halloween? Oh man, I do a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. I don't do any pumpkins. I don't like making pumpkins. I don't like making pumpkins. I don't know why. I don't like it. I'm not nervous. I got the shakes because I stuck a knife in the toaster while it was on. Ever since then, I got the Uncle Fester shakes. All right, so we're spinning that up. Little ASMR. Do a bat? I can't do a bat right now. I literally am in filling orders. Betty, have a good one. Thank you for hanging out. What? What's up in Texas? How are you? So now we just have to flatten this out. Little punty punty. Have I ever made animals? Yes. I got a really kick butt wolf right in front of me. We got a jellyfish. Yeah, I don't make all the animals. I don't make a horse. Yeah, I'm just not. There's so many pumpkins out there. I just don't want to make any. Gas bill's about 1,000 a month. This is 33 COE. We are on Bora. Jazz, thank you for the jewels. All right, we got to pop a little hook on here. And seal that in. Oops, a little off. There we go. Now, unfortunately, the red goes completely transparent. It comes back to red later, but it stays a little bit. The jellyfish. So the jellyfish has uranium glass. That's the tentacles that are down below are all uranium. So this will eventually be all red. You can see it's starting to come back to life right there, but it needs to sit in the kiln before it does. Jazz, thank you for all the jewels. So we mentioned animals. This is like detailed for animal wise. Little wolf. Got space somewhere. I'll bring this back a little bit there. We'll pop that there for the moment. And there. So that is, I like doing things in clear so you can see the details coming through when you carve it in properly. And then we got the jellyfish and all that. I'll pop that out before I end up breaking it by knocking it over. All right. So, gotta do one more peppermint swirl. We'll change it up to a pickle if you want. We could do a pickle. 18 degrees. Oh my God. You can keep that 18 degrees. I don't want that. Yeah, the wolf is like kind of cool. I do weird stuff. I'll just give you an example. So these are some oddball stuff. We actually make a glass hammer. This was used on the video. There's a shorts video where my roofer is using this hammer to hammer nails, roofing nails. And then I was really enamored with microphones. So I tried to come up with like a little glass microphone just because I thought it was kind of cool. Like the old style microphones. I thought that was kind of fun. And again, we just do the oddball stuff like that too. So I can't show that too much because I've got flame and crap in the way. There. All right, got to get back to work. How much would the wolf cost 4 times bigger? I don't know. That would be a quite sizable piece. It's pretty big as is. All right, 1 second. I gotta heat this up. I'm hoping it doesn't blow up. Sometimes these ends on these tubes, when they're cut, like to pop off. So that's why I have this in front of me. It'd make for a great video, but I don't like it. Snow. You guys got snow? I wouldn't mind a little snow. David, thank you for the jewels. I don't do any classes, but I show a lot online. So just follow my channel and you can actually pick up a lot. We're going to be doing more and more as time goes on. The nice thing is you can see everything because it's archived. That's the one difference on TikTok versus here that I do like. YouTube archives everything, so you can go back and rewatch it. Versus when I do a live stream on TikTok, when it's over, it's over. I can clip little short plays of it, but that's it. Oops, got my cord caught. There. We're going to bring that out, let it cool. So by the time I get done with the next ornament, we'll be able to do a pickle. I got to do a big pickle. How long? This is 31 years. Have I burnt myself? Tiny little burns. I've never had a burn that was like so cool that I could talk about it. I guess that's a good thing. But yeah, I've never had one of those burns where it's like, oh my God, and then you have like a battle scar. I don't have one. None of those, unfortunately. And fortunately, my mother had a tremendously bad burn. And that's probably why I didn't ever get burned. So I learned from my mom. She started when I was 2 years old, and I grew up with this. That's how I learned. But anyway, she was making a larger piece, and it dropped from the flame, and she caught it in the palm of her hand. And that just created a bad situation. And I remembered that as a kid, so that's why I'm pretty cautious. But the torch itself isn't hot. See, it's not hot. The equipment itself is all good. What is the bigger art you do in crystal? I don't know. I'm having a hard time with that one. Sorry. Yeah, I am definitely away from the flooding. It's around me, but my house is very stable. All right, let's add the white. After I add this white on here, I'll show you what my glasses, the filter looks like. We're doing these peppermint swirls. I have a ton of them to make. Lots of orders. All right. Give me 1 second here. We're just going to stripe some white around here. I don't need that much of a flame. That's good. So I'll show you what my glasses do. They are this material right here. This is called digidium. You can see it kind of filters my face a little. So it filters out a lot of the different light spectrums that hurt your eyes. So I'm going to drop this in. You can see that, and then it disappears. So that's how I see everything. That. Just to give you a perspective of what it is. It's kind of like magic. It's like magic. No, my gas bill's not that bad. It's like $1,000 a month. It's not bad. The propane consumption is very little, in fact. Yeah, propane consumption is very, very, very little. It ranges between 40 and 50 gallons a month. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Oxygen, though? Oh, oxygen gets expensive. That's where you start eating into your money. So your standard welding tank size of oxygen, the like 4.5, 5 foot tanks, I'll burn through that thing in like 3 to 4 hours. So yeah, that definitely consumes a lot. All right, we got all the red around. Unfortunately, red doesn't show up right away. And we have to follow the color up. Well, when you consider how much I go through, 1,000 isn't a bad month. All right, this is 31 years. So I grew up with this. I learned from my mother. My mom started when I was 2, and so I've pretty much been around it my whole life. How well do your safety glasses there work as real sunglasses? You mean like this? They work very well, like that. See, they work wonderfully. These are custom glasses. Just because you have safety glasses, they don't have to look super ugly. Just send them in and get them custom done. It's not that hard. It's not hard to send glasses in and get custom lenses made with welding shades in them. Super easy. Yeah, and I always suggest people do that. Find a frame that fits your head really, really well. Then send your glasses in and get the lenses fitted for them. It's really easy. All right, we're going to bring these up. How old am I? I'm a speed limit. I am a speed limit. I got to pop a hole on here. Have I ever worked with gold and glass together? The only thing I've done with gold is like melted it, vaporized it into the glass, called fuming. But yes, for that. But gold and glass wouldn't technically work together. The gold would just melt really fast. Plus, with the price of gold right now, I don't know if I'd want to. I'll let you guess the speed limit. There's many speed limits. What am I holding in my hand? Glass. Thank you. I appreciate. Yeah, it is kind of cool. All right, so we got to attach what's called a little punty here, like that, and then burn it off. See, I keep telling people that looks like Strawberry Shortcake's hat. I can't get around that. It just constantly looks like Strawberry Shortcake's hat. I can't get over it. Can't get it out of my head. How does someone go about learning glass? There is a great group on Facebook. Again, I'm not a big fan of Facebook, but it is there, called Porch Talk. Join that group, and there's a plethora of information. I mean, an absolute plethora of information on there. But if you get stuck, you can always message me, and I can walk you to the right places to go check out glassblowing. Technically, this is called lamp working, LAMP, lamp working. The term comes from when they originally started doing this full time, production wise, they used modified kerosene lamps for uh, the torch work. Where does the exhaust go? Out. Your local museum has classes? That's amazing. Where's your local museum? What city are you in? I want to know that so I could refer people there. Okay, we got to flatten this out. Yeah, I would love to refer people 100%. I always say before you start wanting to do this as a hobby or career, do an experience, meaning go sit with a glass blower for a couple hours, see if you like being around the fire. After this, we're going to make a pickle. A couple days ago, we finished a self portrait of myself. I did a little self portrait. That was a unique thing. We did it live too, sitting right off to the side. Came out good too. It was a neat little self portrait. We're going to bring this down. Looks hard, requires focus. Honestly, I've had a lot of ADHD people do this and completely focused. Toledo, thank you for saying that because now I know one other place to refer people to go. Sorry, this hook is a little bent. Then we just pop it off. Easy peasy. Now, all the red will come back into play in a little bit later, but right now it needs to soak in the kiln for that to happen. Unfortunately. Tuned in from New Orleans. You have a great studio in New Orleans that's near there. It's called Pollock Studios. Pollock Glass Studios. If you happen to be in that area, go check out Pollock. I think they do classes too now. Could we see some of the sculptures I've done? Sure. Just give me 1 second. I'll tell you what, I got to pull this point for the green. If you want to see some of the sculptures I've done, put one in the chat and I will take a break for a second and show you while I pull this. I don't want to force everybody to watch stuff that I've done. So if you want to see other stuff I've done, just type one. It's open. Pizza or hamburgers, peanut butter and jelly. Wow, that's a lot of ones. Okay. Do I know the artist Ispen? No, I don't. Do you know any places in Dublin, Ireland? No, I don't. But I could definitely look it up. We can go into Torch Talk, and I'm sure there's someone from there. How long have I been doing this? 31 years. Been 31 awesome years, I got to tell you. It's been an amazing ride so far. It's not over, not by a long shot. All right, let me pull this down. Trying to see what I have hanging around here. I don't have a lot of stuff hanging around, but I'll grab what I can. We're going to use a little less oxygen while we're doing that stuff. Okay. So, what do I have around? Oh, so we'll grab the little dragon guy. So this is kind of a little funky dragon that we did a while ago. I don't know what kind of dragon that you would call this thing. It was just kind of like a hybrid dragon looking guy. I don't even know what you would call it. It just doesn't have a particular character to it. I just kind of threw it together. And then what else do we have hanging around? The jellyfish you can see. What else? So this is a triple dolphin sculpture. I got to move this jellyfish temporarily. I'm going to move him out of the way. I can't completely show you everything on here, but this is kind of like a little triple dolphin. Oh, it's not picking up in the camera. Like, man, everything's getting covered by it. That sucks. There, front and center as much as I can. So anyway, there's dolphins spinning around on there, and they glow in the dark. So this is when I first developed the glow-in-the-dark glass. All the dolphins glow in the dark, and the jellyfish back here. So these are all hollow dolphins running around. This was done in 2001. So I kept this piece because I liked it. This was a era 2001, somewhere around there. And then, of course, everybody likes seeing this guy. He's kind of cool. This is the dagger. This is kind of like one of my favorite pieces in my collection. It has the dragon dagger head. We're going to make another one after the first of the year of this. And instead of the claws coming off the side, we're going to put dragon wings coming off. I'm going to change it up, and then we're going to put little spikes on the back. We're going to change it up a little. And then I'll grab one of the last pieces temporarily, which is the one I really love and I won't sell. I had a lot of offers for it, but I won't sell it. That's this one back here. This is the largest sword. This is the largest solid piece I've ever done. This is as big as I've ever done. I can't get any bigger than this in this glass. I can only bring the handle in temporarily. So there's the handle to the sword. And again, just for size reference, that is it right there. It's 49 inches top to bottom. And we're going to park that back up there. And that's the other reason I'm pissed off at TikTok. They made me take that down. Do you know that? John! I know, right, John? Yeah, TikTok made me take that sword and the dagger down saying they were weapons. That's kind of why else I'm mad at them. That's all borosilicate. What was my offer for it? I'm not even going to say. It was a lot, because I'm not going to say because people think I'm stupid for turning it down, but I'm not. I wanted to keep it. 1 second. Okay. Got to do the pickle. So we're going to do the, I always do the pickle dots out of the uranium glass now. You can see it glowing right there. So that's what we're going to make it out of. So this is uranium glass here. You can see it kind of lighting up green like that. And then the jellyfish is also uranium. We're going to pull that back, put the jellyfish back. There we go. Bring the dog back up. All right, let's make a pickle. There we go. Yeah, they They've definitely changed. I noticed a huge shift when everybody was saying it was being sold. It started going in a good direction, and then I haven't heard anything about the sale, and it's just gone downhill. All right, so let's heat this up and make a pickle. I still stream on there because I have a lot of people that are still following me on there. I'm just not. I'm careful on it now. The sword actually didn't take that long. It was 2 days. One day to build the hilt and the blade, and I let them cool off, and I kept them separate. I build things a little different. So once I had the blade and the hilt built for the sword, I kind of lined them up to make sure they were going to look good together. And if they weren't, I still had an opportunity to change it a little. Oh yeah, when am I going to be? Tomorrow. I'll be on TikTok tomorrow for sure. I'm not abandoning it. It's just there's some stuff in the background. All right, so we got to seal this down a little bit. Now that's a little ASMR sound that doesn't sound good. Sounded like my torch passed gas. All right, so what I did is thickened it up right here. Oh yeah, I'll definitely, like I said, I'll be on TikTok. I'm just not going to give them, all the hours that they've been getting from me on it. All right, so we got to take this and we're going to bend it a little bit. There should be a couple videos of the sword on there. On this channel, I know on TikTok I have some. Unfortunately, they are on there, but I think I did some on here. I know it sounded like a motor failing. Yeah, it could be that too. But yeah, the other thing that TikTok was doing that was annoying me is I kept getting warnings for glassblowing as a dangerous activity, and that part really bothered me too. All right, so we're going to have to add little pickle dots on here. This is the uranium. Then we just have to add pickle dots all the way around. Missing some gaps here. which this is kind of nice. You can't really tell it's uranium glass until you hit it with a black light. So it's kind of like a little secret adventure when you see it glowing. All right. So I did end up changing the design this year. We're going to pop two little holes in the sides. And that way the hook can go right through the top of this. Okay, got one there, and we're going to pop one right there. There. So now, instead of having a separate hook, the line can go all the way through it. It frees up a lot of potential for damage. If this thing falls, it should just bounce off the floor. And then once it's done, it'll light up really well. So there's the pickle ornament. If you don't know what the Christmas pickle is, you should look it up. Christmas pickle's amazing. How much did the large sort? No, the large sort isn't 10 pounds. I would say it's closer to, I've never weighed it, but I would say it's closer to 5 or 6. It's not as heavy as it looks. All right, a couple more dots, and this pickle will be done. So it'll just hang through there. No extra hook, no external hook. It's just awesome as is. And that's what I like about it. I do have teal for sure. Yeah, I definitely have teal. Yeah. Okay, so I need to take a 15-minute break, and then I'll be back. I'm coming back. Uh, Unfortunately, my mother does have specific medications that I have to give her at certain times. So I need to go do that, and then I come back, and we'll finish up the night. So don't forget to hit the subscribe. Oh, DM, thank you so much for all those jewels. I appreciate it. So yeah, I'll be back in just a little bit, and we're going to rock this night out. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. I love answering questions too. So if you have a question about glass, don't forget to do that. Yeah, I just have to go give my mom's had 6 strokes. So I need to give her medication at certain times, but I would be back. Yeah, I'll be back. I got to go get the medication done. So I'll see y'all in just a little bit. We'll have some fun tonight. We're burning the midnight oil on Sunday. I'll see you in a bit.